Bloodlines and pedigree are just the first steps in producing a champion thoroughbred. Ensuring a promising career on the track takes time and dedication. Which is why on this month's episode we're taking a look at the lifespan of a thoroughbred. Just what does it take to produce a horse capable of running in the Dubai Carnival and eventually possibly good enough to run in the ultimate, the Dubai World Cup. Roger Varian is one of the UK's leading trainers who took over the licence at Kremlin House in 2011, and his yard is my next stop. In the short time that he's been training, he's sent out over 50 stakes winners, including 8 Group 1s. There are 12 horses under his care that were bred at the Cheveley Park stud, and for Roger, finding the right ingredients is essential. Well, Roger, using this horse as an example then, what are you looking for in a racehorse?
Well, the most important thing we're looking for in any horse is athleticism and balance. The horses come in generally at a very young age, and there's always room for growth and development physically with all the horses. But we're most happy if we see straight away natural athleticism, because it gives us something to work with. So this horse is a 3-year-old. You can see he's a very strong neck, very square, strong shoulder. If you look at his 4 limbs, they'd be well proportioned to the rest of his body. I love to see a horse with a deep middle. So we look at his wither here, and we look at his girth here, and we measure this space. And this is very important because this is where the heart and the lungs sit. He's not too long, so we'd say he's medium back length, and he's got a very well developed backside, which is also very important. This is where the engine comes from. To look at, physically, he's got it all, this guy.
This is a stable swamped in history. Based in the heart of Newmarket, it dates back to 1874 and was originally owned by a Russian prince. The Honourable George Lambton and Hyperion once trained out of this yard. Despite the illustrious heritage, though, the 37-year-old has more than proved his own pedigree since taking over. Training racehorses in Newmarket goes back hundreds of years, but you must have evolved the training methods. I mean, what sort of technology, modern technology, do you use here?
Well, I think it's continuing to evolve. We're trying to finely tune equine athletes, so we're tapping into some of the science is used on human athletes, and we're training horses now with heart rate monitors on, weighing the horses regularly, and even nutritionists using a lot of science behind what we're putting into the horses. So I think it's advancing all the time. When you're training horses, you of course don't want to get too far away from the old-fashioned methods which have worked for years and years, but equally, when we're watching the horses, of course you're only seeing the horses flash by, so the heart rate monitors measure heart rate and recovery, but they also measure speed. Horses can visually perhaps be disappointing if they're not finishing the gallop as fast as you'd like them to be. Measuring the speed might tell you that the riders have gone too fast too early in the exercise. In reverse, you can be ecstatic with how they've looked visually, but when you look at the speed in hindsight, the riders might have gone slow and built that up and really finished very fast. So I think you have to trust what you're seeing, you have to trust your feeling, you have to trust the visual, but often a bit of data can either support what you're thinking or contradict what you're thinking.
No stranger to using technological advances ourselves, we've mounted a small camera to the helmet of top jockey Andrea Azzini to get a true sense of what it's like to stride out on a thoroughbred.
Okay, when you're ready.
So Andrea, because you obviously ride them on the big days, you ride them when they go to the racecourse, but it's important that you're here and you can see them and be part of the training as well?
It's very important, yeah. I think I've been riding now for over a month, I'd say, every morning. I've been doing 2 lots, and I think the best way to get to know the horses is to ride out from the yard.
What are you looking for a horse to be good at racing in Dubai?
You need a fast ground horse really, and you need a horse that's good at travelling as well. It's very, very hard to win in Dubai. It's very competitive. You've got the best horses, the best trainers, the best jockeys, and but it's you know, we're very lucky that I'm very lucky to get to be part of this sort of races like Dubai.
Andrea Azzini rode Battersea to victory at Meydan just last month, giving Roger his first ever success at the Dubai Carnival. This month, 2 more horses will be joining Battersea in Dubai, some 7,500 kilometres from their home. So you're based here, obviously Battersea's out in the UAE. How hard is it to keep tabs on him and know how he is training and how he's preparing for the racing?
It is difficult, certainly because you've got different facilities that you're adjusting to in Dubai, but I have a very experienced, stable lad who looks after Battersea, who's with him full-time in Dubai. So I'm on the phone to him 2 or 3 times a day, getting feedback. And also we do have heart rate monitors on Battersea for his exercise every day, so all the data from his training is coming through into the office every day.
How exciting is it to have a runner in the world's richest flat race?
Well, it's very exciting, isn't it? It's what you hope and dream of, having horses good enough to compete in these races, and if we could get the 3 of them fit and healthy come Dubai World Cup night, we'd be very happy.
So exciting times ahead then for Roger, and luckily we're going to be out in Dubai with him and his horses to get a full flavour of what makes racing in the Emirates just so special.